Now I got you.
All right.
Inkman, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. We're rolling.
Mhm.
Where are we? We don't want this. Let's do that view. That's better. So, talking Buffalo Sabres, and how's, how's, how's your summer going?
It's been interesting. A lot of late nights in the backyard with the neighbor, just enjoying the weather.
How how have the Sabres been for you this summer?
Oh, I think when free agency started and they signed Eakin and who was the other? Well, obviously they re-signed a few of their own Gergensons, and but letting Cahoon walk, and we didn't know that Taylor Hall was in play. It was some really questionable transactions, and personnel moves, and obviously after they got Hall, everything kind of said, oh, okay, now I think we're in a good place here. But yeah, initially it looked a little suspect in Pilot leaving as well. There were some definite question marks, but I think the roster right now is maybe one or two moves away from being at least a playoff contender. I mean, they could contend with what they have right now, but I think to be a real playoff threat to go deep, they need to make another move or two.
Oh, one of the issues that I think we agree about is like they really haven't addressed one of their problems penalty killing, and you know that's one of the things that really bothers me over the summer is that um, they haven't fixed a lot of the things that I thought were a problem last year, and they're doing things that aren't a problem. So um, so I am probably the least optimistic person on Sabre State. So
You got some competition. I Yeah, and I think some people were touching on it, like Liger. He always has really tremendous insight into a lot of Sabres things, and I think what we're seeing with the direction the team is moving is speed. They say what you want about Eakin, who underwhelms a lot of analytics. He's a faster player from what I know, and obviously, Gergensons brings that to the table as well, and Hall, always one of the fastest players in the league. So maybe there is a method to the madness, and they do have a plan. We saw how speed really worked well in the playoffs and on the forecheck, and maybe that's what the model they're trying to build.
um, uh, one of the things that really bothers me is um, the coaches player usage. So last year, um, uh, I showed you that I was keeping track of um, the passes that led to good goal opportunities. And when I
Yeah.
when I did that last year, I found the Eichel and Reinhardt don't pass the puck to each other, and Gergensen and Larson don't pass the puck to each other. And for me, those were the two strongest bonds that the coach had between players. And these are the players that aren't passing the puck to each other. One of the things I wanted to walk through was where is it? Is okay. So this is name Johansson. These are Johansson's 69 games last year. So there was injury here, I think concussion. But if you look at the first 17 games, and we'll go to no games and then click on the first 17 games. He had Johansson playing He had Johansson playing with Sabaka and Skinner. Now, if you look at the points, this is even strength. So Johansson has the most points on the team the first 17 games. And Skinner is 1.83, that's fine. And they're playing with, Sabaka, who's not scoring at all. That's about 9.5. So he's playing someone without, with the one guy not scoring, and he's still leading the team in score. Scoring the first 17 games. Then we go to the next. Look at all the games again. And then let's do 25 with the 37. So this group of games, he's coming back from a concussion, and he doesn't score at all, which is kind of understandable.
Yeah.
But people tend to look at like Johansson's data, and they all group it into one thing. But he was very good for a while,
right?
And he was very bad for a while, and then he got back to very good for a while, and I think it's more of the problem with usage than he failed last year. And
Yeah.
you can do the same thing with Larson. Larson was very good with Skinner, but terrible with Gergensen as far as scoring. So he's looked at as not a scorer because he's playing with the wrong guy. And so that's something that I've been thinking about with this team
Right.
is I think if they did a better job um, with matching players, then I think they'd win more.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on this. I thought Ralph's player usage was suspect. I know he has like this way about him that he's trying to get into people's personalities and wants to know them on a personal level and whatnot. So maybe there is some sort of madness or method to the madness here. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to foster relationships with people. I honestly, I just, you want your coach to just put the best guys in the best position possible. But, Ralph is a different kind of cat. He's very cerebral and doing things that, are different motivations than most people would use.
Well, what worries me is whether he's learning or not. And like the power play last year worked for the first 10 games, then other teams figured it out, and it took them 40, 50 games to come up with a plan B.
Yeah, they really struggled. Everyone was like, they can't do it to us again. They're not going to pull the football. We're not going to be Charlie Brown. They're not going to do it again. And they did it again. And I think we were all so devastated by that ridiculous start, and then just crashing back to earth way worse than even the previous year. It was hard to swallow for sure.
Yeah.
But the power play, that should have been something that they figured out. I mean, most teams don't go through 50 games or 60 games of terrible power play. At least at some point they figure it out for a little while, and Sabres just never did after the first handful of games.
And for me, the penalty kill was less about team and more about having the right players. And they kept on getting rid of penalty kill defensemen last year. I thought the Scandella trade was awful. And
yeah. I think that's pretty universal opinion. To immediately get shown up like that, you trade him for a fourth, and then somebody, what was it, less than a month later gets a second for him. Oh.
But yeah, well, that was partially about moving money, moving money, because Montreal took part of the contract that Buffalo didn't do. So I don't think that part of it is ugly as it not sure that it's um, I'm not sure that Scandella was a good guy to have go.
Yeah.
Because I think they perceive, defensemen have to be the same, and I think you're looking to have four penalty kill defensemen, and I think right now they're at two. So it'll be an interesting year because I don't really like believe in what they're doing, So so whether it actually works out, I have my doubts.
Yeah.
So we agree on Cahoon?
Yeah. I mean, what was the point of losing the asset? Granted, he was kind of a gift from the Penguins, and you had to wonder if there's some Botterill shenanigans going on with that. But
I always thought that.
Yeah, he was one of the most talented forwards on the team, and to just let him walk seems like really bad asset management.
Yeah.
Same thing with Pilot. I mean, I'm not one of his biggest fans. I think there's deficiencies in his game that people don't really discuss, but he was a NHL player for certain, and could have been a good one. So a lot of people like to look at his analytics in the brief time that he played, and it's tough to say with the sample size whether or not he would have continued something like that. But he seemed like a decent player, and they let him go for nothing.
Yeah, my memory of that story was that they weren't expecting him to leave, which is kind of sad that they didn't know.
It doesn't make any sense. Maybe we'll find out more about it later down the road, but it's just a really bizarre circumstance.
So where'd go goaltending?
Well, I guess let's hope a prescription can do the trick here. I like Allmark. I'm definitely not sold on him being a number one. There's nothing about Hutton I like. Maybe the eyesight thing was real, and he'll get that corrected. But it's tough to feel real hopeful about the goaltending this season being, bottom half of the league, if not bottom of the league.
So, what think they play this year?
What was that? How many each will play?
Oh, I think they play this year. The league.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't have any idea. I guess we'll find out soon enough, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Is that there are things that I can pay attention to and things that I can't, and that's one of the things that, like, I can't pay attention to those.
I only have so much room in my brain, and I'm not going to let that take a part of it.
So, any prediction on what the team is?
It's a great question. Something I haven't even really thought about. I think they'll be competing for a playoff spot for most of the season. Whether or not they'll make it probably really depends on their goaltending. Their roster's filled out decently. I forgot to mention Eric Stahl earlier. I think he really solidifies, as long as his production doesn't fall off a cliff, which he's at that age where it might. But if he can continue his play of late, they have a adequate center spine. I'm not, top two amazing, bottom two so. But Dahlin continues to his growth and becomes one of the best defensemen in the league. He's already trending that way. I think the team will be competing. Yeah, if he really makes that jump, I think they could be a good team.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.